All right, let's just jump right in. You know that feeling, right? That itch, the one where you just have to check your phone even when you're trying to do something else? It's like our ability to just focus is, I don't know, evaporating? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dig into what's actually going on in our brains and, more importantly, what we can do to fight back.
But before we get into the weeds, I've got a pretty wild statistic for you. And it's about you right now. Statistically, only about 15% of people watching this are actually going to make it to the end. Yeah, seriously. The rest? You'll get pulled away by a notification, some other video, that next little dopamine hit.
So here's the question. Are you going to be one of them? The first challenge of this whole thing isn't about your phone. It's about this explainer right here. Can you prove that stat wrong? Let's see if you've got what it takes to stick around.
All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start with that attention itch we all feel. Then we'll dive into our brain's ancient wiring, look at how the apps we use are literally changing how we think, define this whole brain rot thing, and wrap up with how to get your focus back.
Okay, so section 1, the attention itch. You know exactly what this is. It's that feeling, that restlessness, like you can't just sit with something anymore. Reading a book feels like a chore. A whole movie? Forget about it. It's like there's a little short circuit in our brains, constantly telling us to reach for our phone. And the crazy thing is, pretty much everyone feels this way now.
And look, this isn't just some academic theory. It's real. The person who made the original video we're drawing from, they said it themselves. They're feeling it too. That same restlessness, and they're terrified of losing their ability to focus. So you're not alone in this. It's a shared struggle for sure.
All right, so why is this happening to all of us? Well, to figure that out, we've got to look under the hood, at our own brains. Think of it like this. We're basically running on ancient Stone Age software, but we're living in a super high-tech digital world. And that mismatch, that's where all the problems start.
This right here perfectly explains the problem. Back in the day, our hunter-gatherer brains got a little hit of dopamine, that feel-good chemical, for things that helped us survive. You know, a rustle in the bushes could mean food or danger. Either way, pay attention. But now, a buzz from your phone triggers that exact same response. But the result isn't survival, it's a cat video. Our ancient brain literally can't tell the difference between what's important and what's just noise.
So how can our brains be tricked so easily? Well, it all comes down to something called neuroplasticity. It's this incredible ability our brain has to rewire itself based on what we do. It's how we learn. But in the digital age, especially since the iPhone came out around 2007, this process has just gone into overdrive. It's been busy rewiring us to crave constant, bite-sized new things, making that old-school deep focus feel, well, kind of boring and unnatural.
And that leads us to a really fascinating idea. It's not just about what we're watching, it's about how we're watching it. The platform itself is changing us.
There's this brilliant quote from a guy named Marshall McLuhan, way back in the 60s. The medium is the message. What he meant was the technology we use to communicate is more powerful than the actual words we say. And wow, is that true today? The real message of TikTok or Instagram isn't the videos themselves. It's that your brain deserves an instant reward every few seconds, all day long.
And just look at how they do it. All these features, the vertical feeds, the super short clips, the endless scroll, the autoplay that just keeps going, they aren't accidents. They're not there just for our convenience. No, they are tools designed to train our brains, to condition us. We feel like we're in control, choosing what to see next, but really the platform is shaping how we're able to think in the first place. And a perfect example of this is the meme. You know, the word meme was actually coined by Richard Dawkins to describe how ideas spread like genes. But today, they're basically intellectual popcorn. They're the perfect food for a brain that's been retrained for these quick hits. They're super small, you don't need any context, they're packed with emotion, and you can consume 100 of them without really thinking. And this stuff is powerful. I mean, we're now at a point where a whole new language is being built out of this meme culture. Words and phrases that mean nothing unless you're in on the joke. For a lot of younger people, this isn't just slang. It is the language. It's a huge shift from how culture used to be built, you know, through shared stories or books.
Okay, so you take all of that, the ancient brain wiring, the platform design, the meme culture, and you get what people are now starting to call brain rot. So let's actually define what that means and what the real cost is.
And the key thing to get here is that this isn't about being lazy or dumb. Brain rot is a fundamental change in how our brains work. It's three things, really. One, we skim everything. We just scroll through data streams instead of actually trying to understand anything deeply.
2, we use the internet as our external hard drive for memory. Why remember something when you can just Google it? And 3, we're stuck in this loop, just constantly chasing those tiny little microdoses of digital dopamine.
And the consequences are already showing up everywhere. I mean, you hear teachers talking about how students just can't focus in class anymore. Reading rates are down. We have almost zero tolerance for anything slow, like a classic movie or a long book. And boredom. Boredom used to be where creativity came from. Now, it's treated like a problem you need to solve immediately by grabbing your phone.
And you have to think bigger, too. What's the societal impact? I mean, think about it. Solving the world's huge, complex problems, climate change, disease, you name it, that takes deep, focused, uninterrupted thought. So the really scary question is, how can we ever solve those things if we're all being trained to only think in 15-second disjointed snippets?
Okay, I know that all sounds pretty bleak. That's the bad news. But here's the really good news, and it's important. Remember neuroplasticity? That brain rewiring thing that got us into this mess? Well, it's also the key to getting us out. It works both ways. We absolutely can retrain our brains. Seriously, this might be the most important thing to remember from this whole explainer. Your brain's ability to change is a feature, not a bug. It adapted to this crazy, high-speed digital world, and it can adapt back to a world of deep focus and concentration. It just won't happen by accident. You have to be intentional about it.
So what can you actually do? Here's a 4-step toolkit to start rebuilding that attention muscle. Number 1 is progressive overload. Think of it like going to the gym for your brain. You don't start by lifting 300 pounds. You start small. Try to read with no distractions for just 5 minutes. Then tomorrow, try for 6. Build up that endurance. Number 2, environmental design. This is huge. Make it easy to focus and hard to get distracted. The simplest trick? Put your phone in a different room when you need to work. Use website blockers. Set yourself up for success. Number 3 is dopamine rebalancing. This one's tough but powerful. Just try to sit for 30 minutes with absolutely zero stimulation. No phone, no music, no TV. Just you and your thoughts. It's going to feel weird, but it helps reset your brain's baseline so that normal, everyday things start to feel interesting again. And finally, number 4, mindful consumption. Don't just let content wash over you. After you watch a video or read an article, just stop for a second and ask yourself, okay, what did I actually just learn from that?
Hey, if you're still here, if you're hearing my voice right now, seriously, congratulations, you made it. You're in the 15%. You just proved that it's possible to fight back against that constant pull. But of course, the real work starts now. So I'll just leave you with this final thought. Your attention is the most valuable thing you own. It's your currency in this world. So who or what are you giving it to?